Hey, thanks for watching Numbskull News. And today, I want to give you Big 12 expansion targets. Now, I've done something similar to this before, but this was, my own personal biases thrown in. I'm going to try to do this a little different. Try to come from the Big 12 perspective, not just me as what I want, but what the Big 12 will likely do. So, without any further freaking ado, let's get started. All right, the number one target is Miami. Now, it's not Florida State, it's not Clemson, because let's be realistic, they're going to be in the SEC or the Big Ten, whatever. I'm sure Yormark will probably text somebody, instant message somebody, whatever, DM somebody. But, it's not, it more than likely is going to talk to ESPN or Fox, and which the Big 12 are partners in both. So I'll probably reach out to our liaison of the two. Like, should we even bother? We'll probably be told no, and then move on. And look, that's coming from a Big 12 fan. I have my Big 12 biases. But, let's just keep it real here. Looking through this thing through the Big 12 lens, and I can't see it. So, but Miami, and I know everyone talks about it. Miami fans are fickle, like the city of Miami. They're fickle. Ask Heat fans out there. Might be a little fickle on you, but this is a national brand. They get well over 1 million viewers a week. So yes, the Big 12 should definitely go after them. They will. I still say more than likely Big 10 for Miami, but you never know. So you give it a shot. Remember, the Big 12, they did go after Oregon and Washington once upon a time. And they even had ESPN come in. That's a rumor, but I believe it, that they went to Oregon and Washington and actually offered them, maybe a signing bonus, a little kicker, try to sweeten the deal. Just like they did with Colorado. They gave them a little signing bonus or whatever that was. And I believe they'll do the same thing with Miami, trying to get them in. Up next is kind of a twofer here. UNC, NC State. A lot of talk about them being tied at the hip because of the Board of Governors of the North Carolina school system, whatever the hell. Politicians, state people. And yes, the Big 12 is definitely going to go after UNC and NC State. Like, hey, we'll take them both. I can guarantee you the SEC would not take them both. I don't believe the Big Ten would either. Fox and ESPN. And that's no smoke or shade or whatever thrown at NC State. They would be a welcome addition to the Big 12. However, I don't think ESPN nor Fox sees them as a welcome addition to the Big Ten or the SEC. So, the Board of Governors may like them staying together, even if it's the Big 12. Next up, I believe they'll go after Louisville. I think the Big 12 loves Louisville. They give you basketball. They give you football. That's a Big 12 school. They're just in the wrong conference. That's all that is. But I think they're going to be a priority for the Big 12. And you know what, Duke, I'm just going to slide right in here. Because like I said, that could really go a long way with the Board of Governors. Even though Duke's a private school. But I think as far as UNC, if they could bring Duke along wherever they go, I think they would absolutely love it. To still share the conference with their greatest rival, plus NC State. I think it just works out swimmingly. But I think if you're the Big 12, these are your top targets right here. And UNC has a lot of value. I have poo-pooed their value for months and months, hell, over a year now. But that's value in the SEC. That's value in the Big Ten. They don't have that value. They do have immense value for the Big 12, though. And them and Duke together, it's just a no-brainer. I do believe the next phone call that the Big 12 would make at that point is Virginia and Virginia Tech. There's rumors of them being tied together. not sure about that. But they're going to get a call from the Big 12 eventually down the road. And depending on what happens, depending on the type of how that conversation goes, is how the Big 12 is going to go. Now, what this means is Pitt is a little bit on the outside looking in. Now, look, if somehow you miracle your way into Miami, I still don't think it's going to happen, but it would take a miracle. But let's say miracles happen every day. If Miami happens, UNC, NC State, Duke, Louisville, that's 5 teams. I mean, are they going to take Virginia Tech, and Pitt? I don't know. That would be 8 teams. That's the top echelon. They're not taking any more than 8. It really depends on how this thing works out. What ESPN and Fox, how much expansion do they really want in the Big 12? If those big dogs, if Miami, UNC, NC State, if that works out, there's a chance Pitt doesn't make it to the Big 12 guys. No one's thinking of that, but there is a chance they'd never get in. Just because way bigger programs decide, hey, you know what, the Big 12 looks pretty good. I wouldn't count on it, but they're going to make a lot of phone calls before they get down to Pitt. It's all I'm saying. Nothing against Pitt. I just don't think it's quite as automatic as everybody thinks. And of course, the last 2 phone calls, if a lot of stuff doesn't work out, all right, and ESPN and Fox values Georgia Tech and Syracuse, those would kind of be the last phone calls you make. There's no one else past that. I like Syracuse a lot. I think Georgia Tech, there's potential, but a lot of the stuff on the left side of the screen would have to be like not working for that to come about. And even then, it's still not a known quantity. Like if you only get Louisville and you only get Pitt, but ESPN wants you to have 4, but UNC, like I don't know. But whatever happens, if things just don't work out, if Pitt is just like, hell no, we don't want to go to the Big 12. If Louisville, for whatever reason, I don't want to go to the Big 12, then that may open it up for one or both of those. But it would take a lot. But that's it. Miami is the number 1 team you're looking at. After that, you're going to North Carolina. You're looking at UNC, NC State. You're looking at Duke. You're going after those. You're probably making a phone call around the same time to Louisville saying, come on. You're in contact with Virginia Tech. All of those. I mean, Miami's the first call, then everybody else is on speed dial. And you probably have Pitt on call waiting. Just in case. Just in case some of this doesn't work out. Oh, we could just throw Pitt right in there. But they're the break in case of emergency team, in my opinion. I don't think they're the instant ad everyone thinks. Anyway, that's the short, sweet, whatever. Those are my few takes on how the Big 12 might view some of these teams. And I understand I still have to come at it. I can't just erase my biases out of this and who I like. But I'm trying to keep it, reasonable. At least somewhat within freaking reason. All right. Well, that's all I have on this crap. Not these teams. Not college football. Mr. Outlaw of college football. That's all I have for this crap as far as this show, Numbskull News. That's the crap I'm talking about. And Numbskull News, this crap, will be back with more crap later on. All right. Y'all have a good one. Bye.